one of the most heinous killers of all time. Edward Theodore Gein, otherwise called the Butcher of Plainfield or the Plainfield Ghoul, was an American serial killer and body snatcher. Ed Gein's violations were around his old neighborhood of Plainfield, Wisconsin, and ended up with quite the reputation in 1957 after authorities found he had dug up cadavers from a nearby cemetery and made things using their bones and skin. Gein likewise admitted to killing two ladies, bar proprietor Mary Hogan in 1954 and home improvement shop proprietor Bernice Worden in 1957. Ed Gein was at first viewed as ill-suited to stand trial and was placed in a mental institution. By 1968, he was judged able to stand trial. He was found guilty of the homicide, yet he was seen as legitimately crazy and was remanded to a mental foundation. He passed on at Mendota Mental Health Institute of respiratory failure, on July 26, 1984, at 77. On the morning of November 16, 1957, Plainfield home improvement shop proprietor Bernice Worden vanished. A witness revealed that the shop's truck had been driven out from the back of the store in the morning. Worden's child, Deputy Sheriff Frank Worden, entered the store in the afternoon to find the store's sales register open and blood on the floor. Sheriff Worden let examiners know that on the night prior to his mom's vanishing, Gein had been in the store, and that he was to have returned the following morning for a gallon of radiator fluid. A receipt for a gallon of radiator fluid was the last Bernice Worden would ever make, on the morning she disappeared. On the night of that very day, Gein was captured at a Plainfield store, and the Waushara County Sheriff's Department looked through the Gein farm. A Waushara County Sheriff's deputy found Worden's executed body hung up like you would hang your kill after hunting, in a shed on Gein's property. She had been shot with a .22 rifle, and the mutilations were made after her death. Looking through the house, investigators found bones and a wastebasket made of human skin. He also used skin to cover some chair seats. Human skulls on his bedposts. Skulls used as bowls. They also found a suit Ed would wear, made of human skin. Human nipples were used by Ed to make a belt that he would wear. His doorbell was also made of a human nipple. A lampshade made of a human face. Lips were used on the drawstrings of his drapes. Basically, body parts were used all around the house and some body parts laying around waiting for use, like 4 noses and a bunch of fingernails that they found. They also found 9 female private parts in a shoe box. They found Bernice's head in a sack and her heart in a plastic bag. Also Mary Hogan's skull in a box and her face in a paper bag. When addressed, Gein let examiners know that somewhere in the range of 1947 and 1952, he made upwards of 40 visits to 3 neighborhood cemeteries to unearth bodies. At different events, he uncovered the graves of moderately aged ladies he thought looked like his mother and brought the bodies back home, where he tanned their skins to make his crafts. Gein confessed to taking from 9 graves from neighborhood graveyards and led authorities to their areas. Not long after his mom's demise, Gein started to make a lady suit so that he could turn into his mom. Ed Gein denied having intercourse with the bodies he unearthed. He said they smelled too bad. During state wrongdoing research facility cross-examination, Gein likewise confessed to the shooting of Mary Hogan, a bar proprietor missing in 1954 whose head was tracked down in his home. However, he later denied the memory of how she died or what he did with her. Waushara County Sheriff Art Schlee attacked Ed Gein after his capture. He supposedly smashed his face into a brick wall. Personally, I think that was a very human response to that kind of situation. Art Schlee died at 43 from heart failure. Friends close to him believe that he was indirectly killed by Ed Gein. Because after everything that happened with Ed, Art was never the same. He was severely traumatized by the events. Ed Gein's story meaningfully affects American mainstream society, through its various appearances in film, music, and writing. The story previously came in the fictionalized rendition introduced by Robert Bloch in his 1959 novel, Psycho. Notwithstanding Alfred Hitchcock's 1960 film of Bloch's novel, Psycho, Gein's story was also used in various movies, including Deranged, 1974, Ed Gein, The Butcher of Plainfield, 2007, and the Rob Zombie film's House of 1,000 Corpses and its spin-off, The Devil's Rejects. Gein filled in as the motivation for a lot of chronic executioners, most prominently Norman Bates, Psycho, Leatherface, The Texas Chainsaw Massacre, Buffalo Bill, The Silence of the Lambs. Ed Gein will never be forgotten, because of his crimes and because of the movies, books, and music that his story has touched. Ed Gein will live forever in these media monsters. Fitting for a monster. Please let me know if you enjoyed this video, by leaving a comment below. Thank you for watching this video. Please hit the like button below and please subscribe to this channel.